Steve? Yeah, I'm here. Okay.
Can you hear me? Perfect. Me?
Thanks, Al.
Which button is that again? 2?
She's on
I'm
the
on
right.
the right. Is that better?
Oh, now I can hear Carly
You
through
can
there.
hear me now? So, okay, so now we're good?
Okay. You're coming to us at 3?
At 3 minutes?
No, come to us in, there's 4:15 on the clock right now. We will have about 90 seconds of intro, 75 to 90 seconds of intro. So you can come to us at, come to us in 1:30.
It's at 3:54. It's at 3:50. Okay. Do you have something that you're going to say in this intro, or do you want me to talk?
10-4, and then throw it to me.
Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Hope College inside DeVos Fieldhouse. We are here tonight for the matchup between the Hope College Flying Dutchman and the Trine Thunder. I'm Carly Van Swal alongside Scott Vanderstoep.
Carly, thanks for having me back. I've missed being with you. How have things been without me?
It's been a little boring, I must have to admit.
Oh.
It's definitely more fun having you next to me.
You wouldn't be trying to curry favor with your former professor, would you?
Well, this time my grade doesn't depend on it, so I guess that helps a little bit.
Very good. Well, the Flying Dutchmen come into tonight's Flying Dutch, come into tonight's match 9-2 in the league, 19-4 overall. They are in second place solidly. They're playing a Trine Thunder team that has struggled at 2-10. And more importantly tonight, probably for Hope, it's senior night where we honor 3 great seniors. Coach Becky Schmidt, before the match tonight, had a chance to reflect on their contributions over their 4 years here. So let's hear some thoughts from Coach Schmidt on tonight's match and her seniors.
Alan Babbitt, Hope College Sports Information Director here with head volleyball coach Becky Schmidt. Becky, senior night tonight, 3 great seniors, Sarah Feldbosch, Courtney Van Housen, and Alexis Thompson. 109 wins, a national title, a lot of accomplishments. What have they meant to this program?
We've been incredibly blessed to have these 3 seniors a part of our program. The way that they have each fulfilled the roles that they've had at various times during their careers has been absolutely awesome. I think that each one of them has brought things to our locker room. They've brought stuff to our court. They've brought things to this community here that have been really special. So it's going to be tough to replace them. They're 3 wonderful women, and we absolutely wish them the best.
And then after senior night, the focus becomes getting back on the winning track. A tough match down at Albion. What are you looking for from your team tonight?
Well, every single situation that we find ourselves in, we have an opportunity to choose how we're going to respond to it, right? And that was not a great situation. And we didn't rise to that occasion, and we didn't respond when our backs were against the wall, which is something that this team has done quite a bit this season. I'm hoping that it was a wake-up call. I'm hoping that it was something that, kind of helps them to understand the level at to which they can pay attention to detail, get things done, and then how that is going to affect their performance. I'm certainly looking forward to seeing how they respond to that tonight. It's going to be up to them though, and we're certainly taking this match very seriously, and we're going to get after it.
Good luck. Good luck tonight.
And that right there was our
Now, before we
national
begin tonight's
anthem.
match,
And
we'd
before
like
we
to pay
start
tribute to a
tonight's
special
match,
group
we are going to hear
who will play their final regular
the
season
three
match
seniors
in
on
the
this Hope
DeVos
College
Fieldhouse
volleyball
tonight.
team walk out with their parents.
These student athletes currently have a record of 109 and 16. And a 872 win percentage. They have competed in 3 NCAA tournaments, won 2 MIAA championships, 2 NCAA regional championships, and 1 national title. Your seniors tonight. Number 9, Sarah Feldposh. As a senior captain, Sarah has been a leader of hope both on and off the court. She has earned over 640 kills over her career and all MIAA second team honors as a junior. Sarah has grown each year in the development of her overall game, becoming a 6th rotation outside hitter in her senior year. Sarah spent the spring semester of her junior year interning in Washington, D.C., and plans to return after she graduates in December to put her political science and philosophy degrees to work. She is joined tonight by her parents, Chris and Terry Feldposh.
Sarah is one of the most intense, determined, and driven players I've ever known. These qualities also transfer in the classroom for her. Sarah is a lifelong learner. She always asks questions and wants to know more. She always wants to be better and excel at whatever she's pursuing. Sarah always knows how to put a smile on your face, whether it's her unique dance moves, her sarcasm, or her sassy remarks. She is someone that has contagious energy, and you want to be better just in her presence. We know that wherever life takes you, you will always find a way to be successful. Stay funny, Sard.
Our next senior, number 16, Courtney Van Housen. Courtney has a reputation as a powerful hitter and strong blocker, but it is her laugh and enthusiasm that sets her apart on our team. Quick with a story or a joke, Courtney always knows what to say to lighten the mood or make someone laugh. As a 3-year starter, she has over 550 kills and 224 blocks, which places her seventh all-time for blocking in her career. Courtney is a biology major and plans to pursue a graduate degree in career in pharmacy. Courtney is joined by her parents, Wade and Janet Van Housen.
Courtney Van Housen, where do I start? From your bubbly personality and your contagious laugh to your hard work on the court and in the classroom. You inspire everyone around you to work harder and have such a great heart for God. You have always been such a reliable person to go to, whether it's to talk about life, give advice, or going to you to ask for good technical feedback on the volleyball court. You bring such a goofy yet determined and positive spark to the court, and I think as a whole team, we can all agree we'll always look up to you as a student or an athlete, but most of all, a person. Playing next to you and getting the opportunity to learn from you for the past couple of seasons has been amazing, and you inspire everyone with your work ethic and drive. Court, your passion for volleyball and love of life is contagious, and you will be greatly missed. We love you.
And our final senior, number 3, Alexis Thompson. The steady presence that Alexis has brought to our defense over the last 4 years has been incredible. She currently ranks 8th all-time for career digs and is leading the MIAA with over 5.8 digs per set in her senior year. She is a consistent passer and works hard to make the players around her better with communication and confidence. Alexis was named a captain this year because of her commitment to both serving the needs of her team and her ability to vocalize what it takes to be great. Alexis is a management major and is pursuing career opportunities in medical equipment sales. She is accompanied tonight by her parents, Chris and Robin Thompson.
Anyone who has had the privilege to play alongside of Lex these past 4 years has seen and can verify for the following things I'm going to share with you. The steadiness that Lex exhibits on the court, in the classroom, and in her relationships is admirable. Her superstitions must be working because her standout performances from the service line and large number of digs have now become routine. This year, we have had the opportunity to watch Lex grow as an altruistic leader, always putting the needs of others before her own. We will miss your pre-game dance moves and post-game dreadlock hair, but more importantly, your positive presence and outstanding play. We love you and are so thankful for the impact you've made and will continue to make on us as well as this program.
All these seniors be greatly missed, and we are all thankful for the way they've inspired hope in our program. We wish them well in their future endeavors and hope to continue the commitment to our community, faithful love, and the championship mindset that they have helped created during their time here at Hope College. Thank you, Sarah, Courtney, and Alexis.
Right there are 3 seniors, Courtney Van Housen, Sarah Felposh, and Alexis Thompson. Some of the most impressive stats they have is they've had 2 MIAA titles, and all of them have been a part of the national championship team just a couple years ago. So these seniors really had one great ride and one great career throughout Hope College. And you, having a daughter who played here, know that this is such a special night.
It is. It's a great night. You really, in so many ways, you become part of a family when you're part of sports, and this is no exception. These students were freshmen when they won their first regional championship, and then their national championship run was cut short, actually, right here on DeVos floor as they lost to Wisconsin Oshkosh. I think it was Oshkosh. I have to remember. But then they were sophomores when they got to put a championship ring on their finger down in Newport News, Virginia. Last year they made it to the NCAA regional but lost in the first round. And then this year I think they have every hope to return to the NCAA regional. They'll be in the MIAA tournament for sure, probably with the second tournament. With the second place in the league. That's getting them then to the MIAA tournament. They won't be able to host it this year, though. They have 2 league losses, and for those of you who follow Hope Volleyball, you know that a very unexpected thing happened to them on Wednesday night, and that is they lost a rare league match to a school not named Calvin, and they lost to the Albion Britons on the road. I think everybody was as shocked. Of course, there probably weren't many people there other than parents, but they lost all 3 sets, 25-23. I don't think anyone really probably played as well as they wanted. and Albion probably played the best match of their season. So congratulations to the Britons. But at this point, you know, with 2 league losses and Calvin having not lost anything, it is it's not going to happen that they're going to be able to host, but they will be in the tournament. And really the only way they're going to get into the NCAA at this point is they're either going to have to win the MIAA, or if their regional ranking is high enough, they would get into the NCAA tournament. And I have to believe even with the losses to DePauw and Elmhurst and Albion, and then at least 1 loss to Calvin so far, they have at least 1 more chance to play them. It is still, they're going to need to finish strong. I think they'll get into the tournament, but right now I'm sure they're just worried about the next 2 matches. It's hard to believe this is the last home match for the year, but it is, and then they go on the road for the rest of them. So it is it's an important win. They can't have another night like they had Wednesday. I think it's helpful that they're playing a team that has struggled. Trine is usually actually quite good, but they are only 2-10 in the league. They're very difficult to beat at home, but I have to believe that if Hope plays well, that they'll be okay tonight.
Yeah, Jamie Wozniak, the coach for Trine, came in 4 years ago and really transformed this program and really turned it into a really strong and solid program. You mentioned that this year they've been struggling a little bit, going 3-22 and 2-10 in conference. But this is definitely a team not to count out. Coach Wozniak is not going to come in here. Trine's got nothing to lose and Hope's got everything to lose. So Trine's going to probably come out really aggressive and play the best of their abilities. And Hope's going to have to show up. They've struggled the past couple games. They got 2 big games next week, playing Calvin next Friday. So this is going to be a good warm-up for that.
Yeah. And don't forget, Hope has to go to Adrian. Carly, you and I sat here and scratched our heads, really incredulous to the fact that Adrian came, you know, within a whisker of beating Hope right here on the home court. So I think Hope has to remember it's not just Calvin on the road, but it's also Adrian on the road. That will be a very big challenge for him. So yeah, next week will be big for him. They need to get through this one tonight, and then on the road they have to get up very early again tomorrow and head to St. Mary's, which is always a hard thing to do after you've been up late after a senior night. But I suspect all will be well if they play well tonight.
Yeah, that'll definitely boost the confidence going in tomorrow and send them out on a high note. As both starting lineups will take the court.
Looking at the rest of the MIAA standings, as we had mentioned, Adrian with 4 losses. They dropped 1 outside of Hope and Calvin. They've lost twice to Calvin and they've lost once to Hope, but they're a very fine team. They're likely to be in the MIAA tournament. And then don't forget about St. Mary's. I said, you know, you got to get up early tomorrow and drive to South Bend. St. Mary's is 7-4, and right now, if the season were to end, they would indeed be in the tournament. So, you know, it's easy to kind of look past tonight, but they have to be ready for tomorrow because that'll be on the road. That's a hard place to play, and St. Mary's is better than they have been in the past. So.
Yep, so big week for Hope as we start off this match. We'll have Samantha Erie start us off, junior from Indiana. And she'll serve this ball up. And Vashon will return it as Hackett goes out to Muller for the set. And Cook will free ball that over. And Hackett goes up to Felposh, who gets that in the deep corner for a point, Hope.
Well, they started with Sophie Hackett, the setter, in the back row, and generally that puts Felposh on the outside pin, but they actually ran her down the middle, and that was Trine wasn't ready for that.
And Erie will set this ball up to Scott as Felposh gets there, but there's a Trine block. But that ball goes out of bounds.
Well, we should tell our viewers, Carly, we're a little short-handed on support staff tonight underneath the DeVos Fieldhouse, and so if we say the score frequently, it's to help our great executive producer Steve Secor. 3-0 Hope. How's that? He's sort of working without a net, and he is working without his normal scoreboard spotter. So
he's doing phenomenal. And Erie will back set this ball to Scott, but Thompson's there. And Hackett goes out to Felposh. And that bounces off the tape and heads out.
Trine gets their first point of the night. That makes it 3-1 in favor of the Dutch.
Madison Cook will head back to the line for Trine to serve. Thompson's there to recover. Hackett goes out to Van Housen. Good shot right in the middle.
4-1 Hope.
Stanchik tried to get her hands on it, but couldn't quite get there in time. Felposh serves this ball up and, ooh, the line ref takes a second and thinks about it, but calls that one in.
That was, she had to think about it.
She did.
I like how she ended it.
This ball goes back to Harris. Erie goes to Scott, but Thompson's there. And Harris tried to get her hands on it to spike that ball over, but couldn't quite get her hands on it, as Felposh continues to serve for Hope. Libero Stanchik got that one. This ball set out to Wilder. Thompson's there. Hackett goes out to Rietberg. Off the block. Wilder's there. This ball goes up to Harris. Off the hands of the block, right into the middle.
That's Harris's first kill of the night. She's trying to get out of negative hitting territory, as her first two were hitting errors, so she starts out minus.
This ball goes off the block, and Erie sets Wilder, but Rietberg is there. Hackett goes to Van Housen. Erie's there. This goes back to Wilder. Hackett goes out to Rietberg with the roll shot, but Erie's there. Scott sets Wilder. Blocked by Hope. Erie goes to Scott. Felposh there to return. Hackett goes out to Rietberg. A Trine partner block from Shannon Scott and Emma Lucas.
Shannon Scott, a 6'1" sophomore outside hitter from Vicksburg, just down from a Wolverine who decided to go to Indiana for her undergraduate.
A little back and forth play, and Erie will set out Wilder, but I think we're going to get a double hit from our setter, Erie. Courtney Van Housen for the Dutch will head back to serve. This ball is returned. Erie goes up to Wilder. Luke's there to dig. We got a net violation on Hope.
Sophie Hackett rarely gets called in the net. But Gene Skinner saw something I didn't see. So, excuse me, Betty Neer.
And Emma Bauman will sub in for Trine, as Hood goes back to serve. Felposh is there. Hackett goes out to Rietberg. Good dig by Trine. The ball goes up. Wilder kills. Hackett goes to Rainhout. And Hood tries to get her hands on it, but can't quite get the ball high enough.
Here comes Haley Muller back in to sub for Mallory Luke, who played the back row as right back. Setters in the back row, so Sophie Hackett is back with 3 hitting options now, 3 front row hitting options.
Hood sets Wilder. She gets it off the hands of the block right in front of Hackett for point Trine.
It's the second kill for Wilder. She leads all Thunder hitters with 2.
And Hackett goes back to set Muller. Wilder gets a chicken win on it. Stanchik's there to help. And Hood will free ball that one over. Muller back at it, off the block. This ball's returned. Hood sets Bauman. As Hackett goes to Rainhout, but there's a Trine block. Hackett goes out to Muller. Another Trine block, but they can't quite recover, and that goes right through the hands. Looks like Emma Lucas is limping a little bit.
Carly, we had a roster that had one Trine player missing. I want you to know that your professor put a crack team on that. We've come up with number 12 as Andrea Hager.
Hager,
So,
thank you.
the Hager family is probably watching, so we want to make sure we got that name right.
Thompson with the dig, but Lucas with back-to-back kills to bring the score to 10-6, still in Hope's favor, but Emma Lucas will go back to serve.
Tried to put a little topspin on it, but not enough to bring it down in time. Lucas serves long.
Alexis Thompson will serve for Hope. This ball is returned. Hood goes out to Hager, Andrea Hager. Vachon's there, she goes to Muller. Trine block, Van Housen gets a wing on it. This ball goes back to Felposh. Good dig by Trine, free ball over by Stanichuk. So Hackett tips it over. Hager's there. Muller sets Van Housen for a nice tip. And Harris gets her hands on it but sends that one out of bounds.
Hope.
Wilder will return this. Hood goes up to Hager. Hackett's there for the dig. Muller sets Felposh. That ball heads into the net.
Bauman brings a lot of height to that right side position. She is going to head out now, and Samantha Erie is going to take her place. She got a set that she couldn't do much with, so she couldn't jump very high, but she's so tall and could extend her arm. She actually had a good hit, and that's how Trine got that point.
Hackett set that ball up to Muller, but she sailed that one out of bounds.
It was actually a good idea. She knew that she had two blockers, so she tried to top spin it over, but she just couldn't quite bring it down in time. She was going for the deep far corner.
And Hackett goes out to set Van Housen, and she sends that one out of bounds. Back-to-back hits for Hope head out to bring the score 12-9 in Trine's deficit, excuse me.
That was two plays that looked exactly the same. The outside hitter going from that the right side. And then Van Housen on a slide, and now Muller on another, I think they call that a 9. That's 3 in a row that Hope has hit out. It was 12-7, now it's 12-10.
And that brings the score within 2 as Erie's there to dig. Wilder sets Scott. Thompson's there to recover. Muller goes out to Felposh. Off the hands of the Trine block.
Well, Scott was in position, but it's tough. Morgan Harris, the middle, got there, but just got there a little late, so she wasn't up quite high enough, fast enough, and that causes Felposh's hit to ricochet and picked up the kill. Felposh with 3 kills tonight.
Hager will send this ball over, and Luke follows it to the line as that ball heads out. And she'll continue to serve and play back row for Haley Muller. Stanichuk with the return. Erie goes to Harris, but there's a Van Housen block right there.
Well, that set was a little tight for Morgan Harris, and I thought Courtney did a great job of reading that. She knew Harris didn't have a lot of options, so she got up and really kind of went right in her plane, and that's exactly what they needed to do. Early stats, Hope hitting 103, Trine hitting 045. That's lower even than what Hope hit while they were in their loss to Albion last week. So I think in general they want to be able to hit a little better than that. Three plays in a row, and Hope hit 2 of them deep corner that were out, and then another one that was a line shot that went out. Kind of let Trine back into it, and then they were able to reclaim the lead. So it's been between a 2 and 5 point lead here in set 1.
And those little hitting errors that we see, Hope's gonna have to make an adjustment because they can't afford to make 3 hitting errors in a row. Hope has a really strong hitting team, and if they continue those errors throughout the game, it could carry into tomorrow and next week's games, and that's a part of their game that they can't afford to lose track of.
I think that's a really good point. You know, I don't think anyone really doubts that Hope is going to beat Trine tonight. You don't want to be overconfident, but what you really want to do at this time in the year, if you want to make a deep tournament run, is you have to start playing cleaner volleyball. And I think at this point, Hope isn't doing that. And if they're going to, like I said, if they're going to be competitive in the NCAA regional, if they're going to be able to challenge Calvin, they have to play their best volleyball. You don't have to play your best volleyball perhaps against some of the schools in the bottom half of the league, but you can only win ugly for so long, and then you've got to really start playing better.
And right there we saw a foul posh kill off the partner block of Scott and Harris, but their block sent the ball out of bounds. So Mallory Luke will continue to serve. This ball is served to Stanichuk. Scott will spike this ball, but Thompson's there for the dig. Foul posh back row sets to Vashon. Stanichuk's there again. Erie back sets to Scott. And looked like Thompson and Vashon both tried to get their hands on it, but sailed that one out of bounds.
Well, Hope did not get that point, but that's why Lexi Thompson is just a great defensive player. She makes several of those every night that are just highlight reel kinds of plays. She's been doing it since she was a sophomore.
So Hackett sets foul posh, and a solo block by Shannon Scott.
That was a great block.
That was perfect timing.
Might have been a double hit on the set, so Trine deserved that point in at least one way, if not two.
Madison Cook will serve this ball up. Thompson will return. Hackett goes Vashon, or Van Housen, excuse me. And she got that to drop right in the back corner. So Sarah Felposh will go back to serve.
Nice serve.
Stanichuk is there. Scott sets back row to Cook. Luke's there to return. Hackett does Van Housen. Off the block.
Hey, great kill by Van Housen, but I want to give credit to Shannon Scott. She is the outside or the right side hitter on that. She was backing up. She had to chase down a tough pass. She's the non-setter, so she's always under extra heavy scrutiny. And she put a great setup there. And generally, if that ball doesn't look like it's flying through outer space, you get called for a double. It didn't pay off for Trine, but as a parent of a right-sider, I'm always willing to give a lot of love to right sides who can play as well as they can from that setting position.
And I don't think they always get enough credit, as they should. That last play, we saw a solo block by Courtney Van Housen to make the score 20-12, still in Hope's favor. We saw, it seems like Hope's hitters are taking a little bit off their hits, maybe hitting with less power to make sure that those balls head in bounce and try to minimize those hitting errors that we saw in the first couple sets.
Well, Hope had a 16-12 lead, and then they reeled off 4, and 3 of those were from Courtney Van Housen. So she didn't get a lot of, we probably didn't give her as much attention as she deserved. That she got the first kill on a set from Sophie, and then another one back-to-back, followed by a hitting error by Shannon Scott, and then Courtney came back. So Courtney's already got 6 kills, and we're not even done with the first set. She's off to a 566 hitting percentage. From the middle, that's hard to do. So it's a Courtney Van Housen night so far. Great way for the senior to go out.
Yeah, and just showing off her senior leadership in this last home game. Really making the difference for her team and being that person that's going to step up and try to fire up her team to pull out this win tonight.
The rest of the stats for Hope. Vanessa Reinhout has 1 kill, hitting 500. Sarah Felposh with 4 kills, hitting 125. Haley Muller, 2 kills, hitting 0. Courtney Van Housen with 6 kills, 556.
Hackett sets this ball up to Van Housen, who just tips it over. Wilder will send this one back over. Hackett goes to Rietberg. Stanchuk with a nice dig. Erie's there to try to help it off the net, but that ball heads into the stands. Sarah Felposh, one of our seniors, will continue to serve. This ball goes to Stanichuk again. A little bit of a miscommunication from Erie and Cook, so that ball drops. Leah Dunlap will sub in for Hope.
Oh, good. Leah's a junior. She's a great team member. She doesn't get a lot of time, but when she comes in, she actually does very well. She'd be a starter on a lot of teams in our league, and she is just a real joy to be around.
Yeah, good all-around teammate. One of those girls that you want to have on your team. And Luke will set this ball up to Rietberg as Stanchuk will block it. And Leah Dunlap will return that ball with a kill, and that must feel good coming off the bench.
That was great. Jim and Becky Dunlap are probably watching at home right now. I don't see them in the stands. That was a great play by Leah. She's all smiles, understandably.
Courtney Van Housen will head back to serve. Stanchuk will return. Erie goes out to Wilder. Goes off the block, but Rietberg's there to help. Luke will set Rain out. Erie's there. Scott sends that ball over. Dunlap sets that one close to net, but Feldposh is there to help. Back row to Van Housen. And Stanchuk sends that one into the stands.
How about Mallory Luke with 2 huge sets there in that last rotation? Looks like we're going to get a chance for Grace Ditzenberger, a sophomore middle from Centennial, Colorado. She attended Chaparral High School. Had some health issues related to some injuries that she incurred last year. And it's great to see her back this year. That was last year. Good to see her back this year.
This ball set up to Scott. We got a partner block right there for Hope. Scott sets Wilder. She's getting her hands on the ball, and Dunlap will send this one out of bounds.
She jumped a little early, and by the time she was on her way down, she just had a different angle on it. Plus, she had a couple of blockers up waiting for her. But she smiled just as broadly as when she had her overpass kill.
Gotta love that smile. So Raven Hood will head back to the line to serve for the Thunder. She serves this ball up to Feldposh. Luke sets Ditzenberger. And she gets her kill. Cook tried to get her hand on that ball but couldn't quite get it, so Ditzenberger is credited with the final point to capture this win for Hope.
You know, I give setters a lot of credit. Lauren Hayskamp used to do this, and now Sophie Hackett's doing it. They're aware of who just comes in the game. And, you know, a lot of these subs, they don't get to play a lot of games. They don't get to play a lot of games, and they don't get to play a lot of points within the games. And Sophie was very aware that Leah had just come in the game and that Grace Ditzenberger had just come in the game, and she gave them both an opportunity by getting them the ball, and they both got kills. So that's really cool.
Yeah, I think it shows how tight this bond is on this team and just how good of chemistry that they have. Always willing to get everybody involved as much as they can. You really see the love for each other on and off the court. You see them eating dinner all the time and just hanging out around campus, and it's a cool team to be a part of. It looks like Scott's got a little fan section going.
Well, we've got some retirees of the Hope College volleyball program, some alumni.
Okay.
I'm not seeing my daughter in the group, but I think that's because she's coming home from a med school interview, but she's supposed to be joining them soon. So who do we have up there? It looks like we've got Nicole George, Nicole Dishnow. Got Courtney Earls, Anna Lynch, Jenna Grassmeyer, several of the members of the national championship team and the national national quarterfinal team. So
it's always fun to see alumni come back, especially it being
great.
homecoming weekend this weekend. It's a good weekend for that, to see some familiar faces.
Well, Hope won their first set 25-14. They hit 182 as a team. They were led, as we said, by Courtney Van Housen. 7 kills in one set. That is impressive. Vanessa Reinhout had 1 kill at 3:33. Feldposh with 4 kills, 3 hitting errors though, so that drops her percentage to 125. Haley Muller with 2 kills. Grace Ditzenberger picked up a kill, as did Leah Dunlap. So.
And for Trine, we got Emma Lucas, as she's hitting about 500. And Wilder's hitting 200. So I think one of the keys for Trine in this game is to get their hitters involved a lot. It really starts with that first pass. We saw it in Hope the past couple games, but that first pass so that Erie and Hood don't have to move around so much. They can get their feet underneath that ball, set that ball, and give her hitters the best chance for a good hit.
Well, they just don't have the offensive firepower that some of the other teams in the league. You know, they scored 14 points, but only 5 of them came on kills. They just, I think they're a young team. Shannon Scott's their right side hitter, who's a sophomore. I think they'll rebuild. They have a very fine coach, and like I said, in the previous years, they've been a very difficult team to beat, especially in their home gym.
So Hackett will set this ball up to Felposh, but Erie's there to help. Scott sends it over. Hackett goes to Baker. Baker tries to go deep corner, but that ball heads out.
Paige Baker playing middle this game. 3 middles, Courtney Van Housen, Vanessa Rainhout, and Paige Baker kind of rotate in that position. Paige is a junior from Encinitas, California.
Rashawn returns this ball. This ball set up to Hackett, or Baker, excuse me. Thompson's there to recover. Muller kills it to Erie. This ball goes up to Wilder, but we're going to get a double hit call on Scott. Alexis Thompson for the Dutch will head back to serve. That ball served to Wilder, excuse me.
Oh, wow.
Scott with a good sneaky kill right past the block.
Shannon Scott, I believe, is going to be a fine player in this league. That was really impressive. That ball went down at a very fast pace, and she's a lefty, and you get a left-hander from the right side, and that causes blockers all kinds of problems. That was a good example of that.
That last play, Hope killed that ball off the block. So Mallory Luke will come to play back row for Haley Muller and serve. And Cook tries to get her hands on it, and then Scott tries to help, but neither one can get it up high enough to send it over. So Luke will continue to serve. Once again, she goes to Cook, and Cook can't quite get it up again.
Mallory Luke is causing fits for the back row of Trine right now, 2 aces in a row.
Once again, they go to Cook, but she gets it this time. Scott's set, and she hits that ball right into the tape.
I think Scott will pick up with experience what to do when that set isn't perfect and you got 2 big blocks. You know, she tried to roll it, but those are hard shots. You just kind of got to get used to that.
And only being a sophomore, she has 2 years to improve and adapt to those, and I think you're right. She's going to be a force to be reckoned with her junior, senior year after a lot of experience. We have a couple subs. Raven Hood will sub in, as well as Emma Bauman. Hood will head back to serve. This ball goes to Luke. Hackett goes up to Felposh. Hood gets her hands off that, but that goes into her own bench.
5th kill from Felposh, one of her classics. A lot of power, jumping high and floating through the air.
Yeah, when you give Felposh room to move, it gets really dangerous. This ball is set up to Stanica. Wilder helps. This ball is free-balled over, but Luke's there. Hackett sets Rietberg. Good deep shot. Stanichuk can't quite get her hands on it.
That's Katie's first kill of the night. She's had lots of attempts, but they've had an answer for her all along. It's good to see her get off to a start here.
Sarah Felposh serves that one into the net, which is a little uncharacteristic for her. Hager will sub in the front row. So we got Hager, Bauman, and Lucas in the front row for Trine. As Wilder serves. Hackett will set out Van Housen. Stanichuk's there. But we have a net violation on Trine.
Down official Betty Neer has found that about 5 times, 6 times, several from both teams with a net violation.
Courtney Van Housen serves this ball up. Wilder's there. Hood's there to help. But we're going to get a double hit call on Hood.
Well, that was tough
9
on
to
the
4.
setter when the ball, she was tight to the net. She had to turn her body 90 degrees.
Van Housen serves this ball to Stanichuk. Hood goes to Hager, but there's a block. Trine can't quite recover off that block.
Hackett and Baker will get credit for that block. Might have hit the net tape, but play on. So let's put a block in the books for the two of them.
Might as well buffer that stat book. And Van Housen sends this ball into the net.
Well, Trine has 6 points. No, they have 5 points, and 2 of them are on Hope service errors.
Karchi will come in to serve. Thompson's there. Hackett sets Baker. Looked like Wilder got her hands on that, but sent that one into the stands.
Good slide by Page.
Muller subs back into the front row. Hackett will serve. Wilder's there. Hood helps. Wilder free balls that over. Muller sets Baker. Solo block from Harris. Muller's there. Off a couple of hands of the Trine Thunder, but no one can get it up high enough.
4th kill by Haley.
Haley, the leading killer in the game from Wednesday. Hood sets Bauman. Great kill by Bauman.
Oh, tough break. Sophie Hackett and Sarah Feldposh miscommunicated, but it was after a spectacular dig by Alexis Thompson. I think we've become so used to her great play, we take it for granted, but I don't think anyone who hasn't played volleyball has any idea how hard that must be. That ball comes so fast that she's able to get it up.
Yeah, it was a beautiful hit by Bauman, probably one of the best of the night for Trine.
If you're the hitter, you just hate to have players like that. They kill your stats.
And Baker will be credited for that kill. Katie Rietberg heads back to serve. This ball is served out of bounds. Hager was there watching it out.
3rd service error by Hope this set, accounting for 3 of Trine's 7 points. It's that fine balance. You want to be aggressive with your serves, so you know you're going to have some errors, but I don't think you want to have 3 in the first half of the set.
Right. Hackett sets this ball out to Muller, but there's a partner block. Wilder gets her hands on that, but sends it out of bounds and can't recover. That's a point for Hope, which sends Alexis Thompson back to serve. She serves to Wilder. Erie back sets to Scott, but there's a partner block from Hope. Erie sets Wilder. Hackett's right on the line, so she watches that one go out.
That's really hard to do from the right back. You put your foot right on the tape, and you just have to make a split-second decision about whether you're going to put your hand on it. Great play by Sophie to leave that one go.
Erie set that ball to Wilder that went off the block of Van Housen and Hackett. Vachon got a hand on it, but that one went into the stands.
Sarah Feldposh went diving into the stands and almost ran over the 6-year-old son of my boss, Provost Karen Nordell Pearson. Fortunately, he looked like he was able to withstand the stress of having a large college student running at you.
I think he's more excited about it. Hare serves this ball up to Vachon. Hackett sets Van Housen. Van Housen with some good hang time to get that off the hands of Scott.
Courtney, who had 7 kills in the first set, is up to 9 total for the match. She is, we'll wait for her hit percentage, kill percentage, to update.
Luke with a beautiful serve lands right in front of Stanichuk. Looked like she was debating whether or not that was going to head out of bounds, but she squeaks that one in.
She's the shortest player on the team. She jump serves, and she causes all kinds of problems in her serve. I think that's her third ace of this set.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. Hackett sets Felposh. Felposh looks a little unready for that one, so she sends that one out of bounds.
I don't think it was exactly the set she was looking for, so she ended up hitting it on her way down.
Raven Hood will head back for the Thunder to serve. This is a nice floater, but Thompson's there. Hackett sets Felposh. Everyone creeped up a little bit, so that one landed nicely right by the back line.
6 kills for Sarah Felposh. Emma Dumais is going to come in the game, and she's going to play front row. She's going to play front row for Katie Rietberg. Good to see lots of people getting a chance to play tonight. Love to do that when you're at home.
And Dumais sends her first hit of the game out of bounds. Understandable, though. Still got to warm up.
Sophie went right to her.
Wilder will
I
serve
predict
this
we're
ball
going
up.
to Courtney Van Housen in this play, Carly. See if I read the signal right.
All right. Back to Dumais. Stanachek's there. This ball goes to Bauman. Hackett goes to Van Housen. On a nice flare shot. So eventually they went to her, not right away.
Yeah, well, in my own defense, I think the pass was a little deep, and so I think we had to go to the outlet on the outside. But as soon as that set came right to the net, they ran the slide with Courtney.
Yeah,
Courtney's now got 10 kills for the night.
She's having a good senior night as she gets a dig right there. Hackett will serve Dumais. Wilder's there to recover. Hood sets Hager. Hackett will go back to Dumais. And there she gets one to go, right on the line. Good line shot by Dumais.
That was a great play. I think the line judge got screened by all of the activity along the pin. She didn't have a call because I don't think she could see with all the bodies in the way.
20-10 in Hope's favor. Van Housen serves this ball up to Wilder. Hood sets Hager, but there's a block for Hope. Dumais sets Hackett close to the net. Bauman's there to help. Felposh gets her hand on the ball, and we got 2 players laying out, but can't quite get there in time.
That is awesome. You're ahead by 10 points in a game, in a match you're probably going to win, and you chase after a ball like that. That's really cool.
Really shows the character of this Hope team. Emma Lucas will head back to serve for Trine.
I'm wondering after set 2 what DJ Dave will come with for the song between sets 2 and 3. That's what most of us are worried about here in the stands.
Is that a hint, hint, nudge, nudge on what you want that song to be?
It is, but apparently I didn't say it loudly enough because he didn't acknowledge me. Great hit, great point by Paige Baker there.
Yep. One of the hardest hit balls we've seen all night.
Paige has 3 kills for the night, just playing in this set so far. And here comes Leah again. Let's get Leah another kill.
And they called a double hit on Bauman on that last play.
Leah's a
Hackett
junior
just
from
squeaked that.
Winfield, Illinois. She went to Wheaton North High School. She's been on the team for 3 years so far.
Hood sets Bauman. Hackett squared a little bit towards the stands, so that ball flew right where she was pointed. Scott will sub back in for Trine as well as Erie. Erie will head back to serve for Trine.
I think that Trine may have reached their sub cap. It looked like Betty Neer just made the signal for a maximum number of cap. That's a point. Oh, good play by Trine.
Free ball that over. Dunlap's there after the joust at the net. This ball goes to Dumais. Tries to go cross towards the 10-foot line, but that ball goes out of bounds.
Just a little too tough of an angle there.
Erie will go back to the line to serve. She floats that one right into the net. Jenna Vanderlaan, a freshman from South Christian, yes.
Did you play against her? Did you play against her?
I did play against. She also went to my youth group for a little bit.
There we
so
go.
Good Grand Rapids native. Thompson will free ball this over. Stanichuk's there. This ball set to Scott. Hackett dives for it, but tips that one out.
One of the things Scott can do with her extra long vertical and extra long arms is she can get up over the block, and she doesn't have to hit it really hard, just put a little top spin on it. She's able to drop it in that far corner, and Sophie Hackett could not get to it.
Cook will go up to serve this ball. She floats this one into the net. A second service error for Trine. 24-14. Set point.
Well, we have two seniors in the front row, Felposh and Van Housen. I think one of them will get this ball. And we won't even need to.
Scott kills that one out of bounds. And that is the end of your second set. Hope is up 2-0. Hope definitely adjusting to those hitting areas that they had in the first set. But if you're trying, you're down 2-0. Not a whole lot of expectation for the third, but you want to go away with something positive. What do you think Trine should work on and focus on in this third set?
Well, you know, as you watch them cross here in front of us, it just looks like they kind of know that they're outstaffed right now, and that they're having a hard time kind of getting any sort of offense going. They're really scoring points on Hope mistakes, on Hope serving errors, on balls that Hope hits out. They've had a few moments where things have been, there have been a few bright spots. Shannon Scott's had a couple of nice plays. She's got 3 kills, but she has 3 hitting errors to go with it. Wilder leads the team with 4. I think to the extent that you can feed her, that's good. But in general, it's a case where you've got a team that's faster and has more offensive weapons. So to the extent that you can get control of the ball with a good first pass, that's going to be better for some of these young hitters. If the young hitters need to work on, if the setter is sort of out of position and you get out of system, then you've got you just can't get as good of balls. And with a team that doesn't have the kind of offensive power that Trine does, you just need a good first pass so that you can get to the point where you can have a better chance to have an attack that's going to be more powerful.
And looking at this Trine roster, they have no seniors, so this is a very young team, only having about 3 juniors. So kind of a rebuilding year for them. Hope has a lot of senior leadership with Thompson, Van Housen, and Felposh winning that national championship, so they definitely know what they're talking about and can lead this team in the right direction. So I think this young team might be a force to reckon with under the coaching staff of Wozniak in the next couple years. You got Scott as a hitter who's phenomenal and sneaks those balls in and does a great job with her height and length. So I think right now this team might be struggling this season, but I'm excited for their future. With such a young team, I think they're going to be able to do big things in their future.
Well, when they were, when our 3 seniors were sophomores when they won the national championship, 2 of the 3 actually played. Alexis Thompson played left back for Anna Lynch, and then Courtney Van Housen was a starting middle as a sophomore, along with Jillian Somerville on that national championship team. Sarah Felposh was a reserve player that year, playing behind Anna Lynch, an All-American and national championship game MVP Jenna Grassmeyer, both of whom are here tonight. Sarah was one who had to be very patient and didn't get to play a lot her first 2 years, but she's been really, really good last year and this year. She's a league leader in a lot of categories, and she has led this team in a lot of games, including tonight when she has 6 kills. Now she does have 4 hitting errors to go with it. Hitting 167, which is actually a respectable hitting percentage for an outside hitter, because they get all of the stuff that nobody else wants, because when the setter doesn't have something good to work with, you know that she'll go to the outside. Courtney Van Housen leads the Dutch with 10 kills and only one attack error for a .643 hitting percentage. And then Paige Baker picked up 3 kills. And those were all in the second set. We've also got Haley Muller with 5 kills.
So we start this third set off as Erie serves that ball right out of bounds. So Thompson will serve this ball up to Cook. Erie back sets to Scott. Good kill. Hackett's there, but sitting on her heels, so couldn't quite get there. Cook will head back to serve. She'll serve this ball. Nice floater to Felposh. Hackett goes to Muller. Off the hands of the block for Point Hope. Mallory Luke will come in to serve for Haley Muller. Play back row for her. Mallory Luke, another great player that oftentimes doesn't get a lot of credit. We talk about how Thompson's really great at her digs and is 8th in history at Hope, but Luke having some phenomenal digs in her career here at Hope.
Yeah, she's another one of those who was a freshman on the national championship team, and she really got her chance last year to break out. Both serving and digging are really good for her. She plays right back for Haley.
Emma Bauman will serve for Trine. Thompson's there to recover. Hackett goes out to Rietberg, but there's a block. Hackett goes to Van Housen, off the hands of a block, but Erie's there. Miscommunication, but Bauman gets her hands on that, and Cook will free ball that over. Hackett sets Rietberg again. Tipped over by Lucas. Rietberg again, off the hands of the block, but Bauman's there. Erie goes to Scott, but sends that one out of bounds.
Katie Rietberg is getting her money's worth on these sets, and she's just swinging her brains out, but they just have been able to get hands up in front. And so she only, I think, has 1 kill to show for it tonight, even though she is, she's only got 1, but not for lack of effort. Oh, look at that.
And credit to Erie, setting that ball from her knees. Great job from her to get that ball up.
It didn't look pretty, but I actually think that's what she had in mind. That was the perfect spot.
Hey, anyway, anyhow, as long as you get the point, it doesn't matter how pretty it looks.
Exactly what she wanted to do. That was a smart play.
Hood will serve this ball up to Thompson. Luke sets Felposh, who had a lot of room to move. Felposh again with a hard hit.
Well, it's Mallory Luke as a secondary setter is usually really good. That last one wasn't great, and so Felposh didn't have a lot to work with, but they were able to keep the ball alive and pick up a point. And another ace.
And Bashirs tries to get her hands on it, but can't. And Housen will continue to serve 5-3 in Hope's favor. She squeaks this ball right over the tape to land right over the 10-foot line.
Now, back in the day, that was a service error. Now, it's an ace.
Bashirs with the return. Hood goes to Lucas. Vashon's there. Van Housen hustles and dives, but can't get there.
Courtney decides she's not going to leave anything left. She's going to do everything tonight on her last night on her home court. Great hustle.
Wilder will serve this ball up. Vashon's there to return. Hackett sets Felposh, room to move. Bashirs with a good dig. Hood goes to Cook. Vashon tries to pancake it, but was sat back for the kill. Wasn't ready for the tip.
Well, 2 of 5's points by Trine have come on cross-court tips. They were exactly in the right spot.
Vashon's there to get that ball. Good serve. Wilder sets Smith. Luke will set Felposh off the block of Lucas and Smith. Goes back to Felposh. Roll shots that. And Hood was hitting on her heels ready for the Felposh kill, but Felposh rolled that nicely in the middle.
I think Coach Wozniak's a little frustrated, although this is the closest Trine's been. Ooh, good serve.
Good save by Smith as this ball's freed over by Wilder. Hackett goes to Muller. Muller goes joust at the net between Lucas and wins. Sophia Hackett will go back to the line and serve. Cook sends that ball into the stands. Good hustle by Bashirs and Wilder.
Sophie Hackett starts her journey across the back row, and that's going to be, I think Coach Wozniak's just tired of getting aced. It was 7-5. No, it was, it was 5-4, I think. Now it's 9-5. Hope with 3 of the last 4 points. They put a little bit of spread on this one. You don't really want to have, a set that's close, and you certainly don't want to drop a set right now. You want to get home, get a good night's rest so you can get up tomorrow and go to St. Mary's. St. Mary's is good. They're better than Trine, and they need to be ready to play.
Yeah, and Hope's got to travel tomorrow, so getting an earlier night's sleep than intended would probably be good. Trine really needing to focus on those hits in that first pass as you were talking about. We saw Erie set it from her knees, even if that's what she intended to do. Her teammates have got to get that pass up, so she has time to give her hitters the best set possible.
Yep. So I think this might be our last volleyball match of the season, Carly. Is that right?
I didn't think about that. I guess so.
Well, I wanted to thank you for the opportunity to hang out with you for a few of these matches. I know that I'm not your first sub, but I'm happy if I'm happy to fill in when you're able to. I just want to check and make sure. We've got, yep, this is it. And they're at St. Mary's tomorrow. And then as we talked about next week, at Adrian, then at Calvin, and then ending with at Kalamazoo before the MIAA tournament. So,
well, it's been a pleasure of mine to have you. You made this a lot of fun.
Well, it's always nice to hang out with former students. You do a great job, by the way. I could never do what you do. You do great game preparation. And you know the players, and you have a better memory than I do, so you learn them very quickly.
But very few people know Hope College volleyball like you do.
That's a lot easier than what you do.
Well, thank you. It looks like Trine subbing in some players. Lucas will sub back in for Forrest. It is 10-6 in Hope College's favor.
I think our executive producer, Steve Secor, without an eye on the scoreboard underneath DeVos, is doing a great job of keeping track of this score.
Good dual effort tonight. Reinhardt with a nice sneaky kill over the net. Felposh continues to serve. Serves that deep to Wilder. Good return from Wilder. This ball goes up to Bauman. Close to the line, but that's all out of bounds.
Good play by Felposh. She made that last-second decision to leave it alone. I think it was Felposh. Oh, yeah, it was.
Yep. Felposh serves deep again to Wilder. Wilder with another good return. Felposh there to help. Hackett sets out Muller. Hood with a good dig. Wilder sets Smith. Thompson gets a hand on it, but sends it underneath the net.
Hey, give credit to Raven Hood on that one. She's a sophomore setter from Monroe. She went to Airport High School, and she did a great job of reading. You know, the right side hitter and the middle both went up, but they weren't together, and she filled in that gap, and the ball went right there, and she was able to dig it. That's how Trine got that point.
Joust at the net there, but Muller's there to help, and Reinhardt sends that one deep corner. Bashirs was hustling there, but couldn't quite get there in time. Alexis Thompson will head back to the line for the Dutch to serve. She serves this one to Wilder. Erie sets Bauman with a good hit, probably the best of the night for her.
Yeah, that was great. And I think if that was Samantha Erie, that was her first kill of the night. Oh, no, it was Emma Bauman.
Yep, that was Bauman. Erie had the assist on that one.
Bauman's got 2 kills on the night, hitting 125.
Madison Cook serves this ball up to Rietberg. Hackett goes to a quick set to Vinhausen. Trine keeps it alive. Hackett, another quick set to Muller, off the hands of Erie into the scorekeepers.
Well, when the right side comes down the middle like that, it's not what the defense is used to seeing. And there wasn't really anybody there, so Haley Muller picks up her 8th kill of the night.
Erie sets this ball back to Scott. Good little cut shot right there.
Yep, that was a tough play. And she was able to use, I told you, left-handed right side hitters are a pain for the defense. And that's why, because she's able to put that on a better angle, and she was able to work around the block in a way a right-handed player would not be as effective at doing.
And Rietberg nails that one down right past Bauman.
So happy for Katie. She's had 15 attempts tonight, and that's only her 2nd kill, and it seems like she's always facing 2 blockers.
Yeah.
But she's got a strong arm, and she hasn't given up.
Erie sets Wilder, but Thompson with a good dig. This ball goes up to Felposh. Thompson's there to help. Hackett will set this ball, but Rietberg free balls it over. Thompson digs, but that's out of bounds. Hood will sub in as well as Smith. Hood goes back to serve. Smith comes in to play front row. Vachon will come in to play back row for Rietberg. 15-10 in favor of Hope. Vinhausen will recover. Quick set to Vinhausen. Line judge calls that ball in.
Courtney Vinhausen was 11 kills for Courtney. She's just having a great night. What a nice way to remember your last night in DeVos.
Yeah, good way to go out. Hood sets this ball to Lucas. Vachon's there to return. Hackett over to Felposh. Cook tries to get a wing on it, but can't.
I think Madison Cook thought there might have been a touch at the net. I don't know if that ball would have been in.
Yeah, it would have been a close call.
It's all that stuff you have to do with about 50 milliseconds of decision time.
Vinhausen sends that last serve into the net.
That is 6 service errors for Hope, 4 for Trine. Hope does have 9 aces. Trine yet to have an ace. It's that balance between aggressive serving and aces.
Wilder will set Smith off the hands of the block for point Trine.
That's Molly Smith. She's another left-handed right side hitter. A freshman from Trine's backyard, went to Angola High School. She's another one who would be a good player. Needs to work on her strength, it looks like, a little bit. But that left side, it's hard to, you can't teach left-handedness, and left-handers are like gold in volleyball. 18-12, Hope with the lead. Sophie Hackett begins her journey across the back row again. Oh.
And Hackett serves this ball out of bounds.
That was a bullet, but she sprayed it wide.
Well, she had one earlier that was a bullet, but just snuck right over the tape. So Forrest for Trine will go back to serve. She goes to Thompson. Thompson with the easy return. Hackett goes to Muller with arguably the hardest hit of the night. Just past the 10-foot line. That was a rocket.
That is what right side hitters dream about. Not a terribly strong serve, so you can put the set right on the net, and there was only one blocker, and she had everything to work with, and that's those are fun.
Jenna Vanderlaan again will serve. Hood goes to Smith off the hands of Rietberg. Scott will sub back in as well as Erie. And Erie will head back to serve. 19-14. Still in Hope's favor. Got a little bit of a pause, making sure we got all those subs in and counting how many subs are left, I think.
Looks like Trine has capped out her subs again.
Erie with a good serve to Vanderlaan. Hackett saves it from the net. Reinhardt gets it over. This ball goes up to Wilder. Vanderlaan with the dig. Hackett to the quick set with Reinhardt. This ball's passed over. Hackett goes to Rietberg. Off the hands of Scott.
They called it a touch. Credit Rietberg with the kill. It's one of those that it hits the net tape, and I think it's really hard to tell whether it hits the blocker or not.
This ball goes funky off Cook. Thompson will continue to serve.
This could be one of the fastest matches of the season.
Scott kills this one over, but there's a block. Hackett goes to Rietberg. This ball goes into the hands of Bauman and Scott, but that goes right by their feet. As Ditzenberger was subbed back in for Van Housen.
So Van Housen walks off the floor at DeVos Fieldhouse for the last time in her career, as Grace Ditzenberger, the underclasswoman, will take her place. Thompson's still out on the court. And Feldposh is also off right now as she's out of rotation. Look at that. Grace Ditzenberger comes in. She gets the ball right away, and that was beautiful. She got up high, extended her long arm, and had one blocker looking at her, and she was able to cut it. That was terrific.
Good hit by Ditzenberger.
Your parents are watching in Colorado, perhaps. It's a nice one to watch.
Rietberg changes things up and roll shots that one over. A little bit of a change of pace. So it's 24-14.
Let's let the
Match
senior
point.
finish it out here, Lexi Thompson.
This ball set out to Scott. Partner block from Rietberg
two
and
sophomores.
Ditzenberger. Yeah. Thompson started it off, though, on a good note. So that'll do it for us today, folks. 25-14. Hope wins this third set. 3-0. What do you think are some positives that Hope can take away from this game, Scott, and bring into tomorrow?
Well, I thought sets 2 and 3 were much better than set 1. You know, it's hard to tell when you play a team that is not as strong as you are, but, you know, they served aggressively. They probably had too many errors. They got a lot of people to play so they could rest people. And I thought their offense got crisper as time went on. So they need to have another match like this tomorrow on the road. They need to be in and out quickly, and then they need to start thinking about Adrian and Calvin, because this will be their season. They've got to get at least one of those. They need to stay in second place and get ready for the MIAA tournament. They have 4 matches left, and so I think it's a good win for them. So let's celebrate the seniors. Let's get to bed. And let's get on the road and go to South Bend and get a win tomorrow, and then think about Adrian and Calvin. It'll be the toughest week of their season, both of them on the road.
I agree.
Carly, thanks for letting me tag along with you.
Yeah, and thanks for joining me these past couple games. It's been a joy of mine to work with you, and who knows, maybe we'll be back at it next season.
I'm available.
I thought so.
All right.
Bring back the partner duo. That will do it for us tonight, folks. 3-0 in Hope College's favor. You can come back tomorrow, hear the broadcast. Hope football plays the Trine Thunder at 5 tomorrow, and Blaine Wisniewski will be on that call. So join us again tomorrow. Have a great night and have a fantastic weekend. We'll see you next time.